Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl movie summary in English. Let's begin. In the 18th century, Governor Weatherby Swan and his daughter, Elizabeth, sail aboard HMS Dauntless. Lieutenant Norrington's crew recovers a shipwrecked survivor, Will Turner. Elizabeth takes a gold medallion from around Will's neck before seeing a ship with black sails. 8 years later in Port Royal, Jamaica, Norrington is promoted to Commodore. While the promotion ceremony is taking place, Captain Jack Sparrow, who initially arrived in Port Royal to commandeer a ship, runs into two Royal Navy guards, Murtagh and Mulroy, who reveal to Jack that the HMS Interceptor is the fastest ship in the Caribbean. After the ceremony is finished, Commodore Norrington proposes to Elizabeth before her corset makes her faint and fall into the water below, causing the medallion to emit a pulse. Jack rescues Elizabeth before escaping Commodore Norrington, who identifies Jack with his pirate brand. Will, now a blacksmith, meets Jack and fights long enough for Sparrow to be imprisoned. That night, Port Royal is attacked by the Black Pearl, the ship Elizabeth saw years earlier, searching for the medallion. Invoking parley, Elizabeth is taken aboard to meet Captain Barbossa. Although she gives her name as Elizabeth Turner to conceal her identity as the governor's daughter, Barbossa takes Elizabeth with them. Barbossa explains that the medallion is one of 882 Aztec gold pieces in a stone chest used to bribe Cortez to stop his slaughter, but because of Cortez's greed, the heathen gods placed a curse on the gold. Barbossa's crew found the treasure at Isla de Muerta, but after spending it, they feel and taste nothing, and turn into immortal undead skeletons in the moonlight. To lift the curse, Barbossa's crew must return all the gold with their blood. Having discovered that Bootstrap Bill Turner sent a piece to his child, Barbossa sent Bootstrap to the bottom of the ocean. Assuming Elizabeth is Bootstrap's child, Barbossa, to save Elizabeth, will freeze Jack, who learns that Turner is the son of Bootstrap Bill. They fool Norrington with a staged attempt to steal the HMS Dauntless, making Norrington and his crew pursue them on board the Interceptor. Jack and will then sneak on board the Interceptor and escape, with the ship's rigging having been fully prepared to sail. Jack and Will then head to Tortuga to find Joshua Gibbs and recruit a crew. Will learns from Gibbs that Sparrow was captain of the Black Pearl before Barbossa organized a mutiny and marooned him on an island. Arriving at Isla de Muerta, Jack and Will sneak into the treasure grotto, where Barbossa fails to lift the curse with Elizabeth's Turner blood. Will and Elizabeth escape with the medallion on the Interceptor, while Sparrow is captured by Barbossa and locked in the brig aboard the Pearl. A battle ensues between the Pearl and the Interceptor, with the crew captured and the ship destroyed. Having realized it is his blood Barbossa needs, Will surrenders himself to ensure Elizabeth's freedom. Barbossa agrees, but maroons Jack and Elizabeth. The next morning, Elizabeth makes a smoke signal, then Jack and Elizabeth are rescued aboard the Dauntless. Elizabeth accepts Norrington's marriage proposal on the condition to rescue Will from Barbossa. That night, Jack and Norrington make a plan to ambush the pirates at Isla de Muerta, but Norrington plans to ambush the pirates himself and Sparrow convinces Barbossa to not lift the curse until after they've killed Norrington's men. Having anticipated the battle to come, Jack secretly palms a coin for himself to become immortal, then frees Will and duels Barbossa in the cave. As Norrington's crew battle skeletons aboard the Dauntless, Elizabeth sneaks off to free Jack's crew, who flee on the Pearl, leaving Swan to save Will and Jack by herself. After Elizabeth helps defeat some of Barbossa's crewmen, Sparrow shoots Barbossa just as Will returns both remaining coins with their blood into the chest, lifting the curse. Now mortal, Barbossa dies from Sparrow's gunshot, and the rest of Barbossa's crew are killed or surrendered. At Port Royal, Will declares his love for Elizabeth, before rescuing Jack, who was about to be hanged. After a scuffle, Jack and Will are surrounded. Elizabeth stands by their side, choosing Turner over Norrington, who stands down. Sparrow falls into the water, then is rescued by the Black Pearl and her new crew. Norrington decides to give Sparrow 1 day's head start before pursuit. Governor Swan gives his blessings to Will and Elizabeth, while Jack Sparrow is made captain of the Pearl and sails